The Democratic debates last night were a shit show. That was the worst 3 hours of my life. Can't believe I watched that shit. Not only did I not know who half of those people are, nor do I care. It came down to the same 3 points. I can speak El Español. Well, good for you. I respect the LGBTQ community. Good for you. I respect women. Bad for you. Respecting women is bad. But no, seriously, it's pandering. It's pandering. They're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. I know that the liberal aspect of imperialism, because I'm not even gonna say the left or liberal, because as Marxists we know better than those terms. We know that there isn't really liberal or conservative. There's neoliberal and classical liberal. We know that there is no left or right dichotomy as these separate entities. It's just the left and right of capitalism. There was a left and right of communism at one point too. Maoism was not Soviet Union style communism. Left and right just means a differing approach to a system. And there is a differing approach under the American system, under the Australian system, under the Canadian system, whatever. They all do capitalism a little bit differently. America a lot differently. But my point is that, ultimately, it's garbage talk to talk about left versus right. You don't need to. All you need to know is that essentially Democrats have monopolized the neoliberal position, and Republicans have monopolized the classical liberal position. And in the grand scheme of things, I personally think that classical liberalism is less imperialist and less gonna fuck us in the butt. But, you can disagree if you want, because God knows that, there are people out there that are oppressed, that are gays and women and darkies and things like that, and that's bad. But, my issue is all about moderators all the time, 24 hours a day, nothing else. So I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck about anything unless it hurts moderators. And I was hoping the Democrats would be like, we need to get rid of big tech industry, because I know they're not going to be brave enough, progressive enough to say moderators out loud. But I figured that they would lump it all together as the big tech industry. Ooh, scary. They didn't even do that. They didn't even say that we need to, hurt Google. We need to we need to go after the 4chan terrorists or whatever. They could have gone all kinds of routes with that. They didn't. They didn't at all. And they had opportunities to. I think the only one that might have vaguely hinted to that was Elizabeth Warren. And that's only because she's such a fucking Karen-style boomer that she is deathly afraid of the internet and has no idea how it works. I think that's the only reason that she would at all be a useful idiot to hurting moderators. And, ultimately it's going to have to happen. As you may or may not know, Mark Zuckerberg recently had the brilliant idea to make a cryptocurrency, which I'm pretty sure is a federal offense. I'm pretty sure that they consider that a direct attack on the Federal Reserve note and on national currency. So, I would think Facebook would quantify as a terrorist organization if they're trying to make their own currency and go against the woodwork of the other governments of the world. But, nobody cares, because moderators can do whatever the fuck they want to. Australia recently declared that, yes, companies are liable for what you say online. You make a bomb threat, post child porn, something much less intense than that. Let's say you dox somebody, you post the credit card information out there because you're a dick like me. They're liable, and they should be liable, because guess what? They want to ban you all the time. Well, now it's your problem. You want to be the Judge Dredd of the internet. Well, guess what, Mr. Judge Dredd? Now it's your responsibility to make sure that I'm behaving and fucking sweep that shit under the rug before the feds find out and kick your ass. That's the gist of that. And that's why Reddit gets so mad at me and bans my accounts like literally once per week, because they know that they have to make a choice. Maybe not right now, but eventually. They don't want to make that choice. Why would they want to make that choice? Nobody's going to want to work to be a moderator if there's a big possibility that they could go to jail for 20, 30 years over something they didn't even do. Nobody wants to fucking risk federal investigations for child porn and shit, and it isn't even them. That's bullshit. And trust me, I know it's bullshit. That's why you shouldn't be a moderator, but you were anyway, because you like bullying people, because you like pushing people around and harassing them, because you're a piece of shit and there's not one redeemable quality about you. But we're supposed to feel bad for you now. Fuck you. I would do all kinds of terrible shit on purpose just to incriminate you, just to make your life a living hell. Even if there was a slight possibility it could turn back on me, I don't care. I am spiteful. I am one hateful motherfucker, and I breathe to see moderators suffer. And then there's the other route. They could just be like, okay, you know what? Every individual is liable for themselves. That's what I imagine America would do, because America, on a systemic level, has always had a more classical liberal approach. And they'd be like, oh, well, you know, okay, so every individual is his own little island, and they're gonna sue each other. You know, you can't ban people, you can't delete posts, but since you fucking did forever, you're gonna have to reimburse these people. You're gonna have to give me dads. Lots of gives me dads. And, you know, that's gonna piss off moderators too, because they're gonna be homeless, and they should be homeless. Hopefully they're out on the fucking street with a syringe in their arm, ODing and dying, because they're so fucking homeless from all the money they had to give to their victims, to the feds, to everything, in a series of lawsuits. It'd be amazing. And there'd be more than enough evidence to. Because not only were all those previous bans a form of harassment and assault, defacement, because I can't tell you how many times Reddit said, I issue death threats. Hey, prove it, motherfucker. I'd love to see you try. And all that other shit. But at the end of the day, it's simply the fact that they have committed perjury on so many levels. Twitter had the nerve to say in court, oh, we don't ban people. Really? So then are you under the impression that you are liable for their content and they're not legal persons? Because that would be the only way that you could make such a bold statement as that, oh, we don't ban people. You know you fucking ban people. I've been banned at least 20 goddamn times on Twitter. So, yeah, you do. Which means you've just committed perjury, which is a fucking felony. Which means your ass is going to jail, or at the very least, you're gonna give me the Yang Bucks. You're gonna give me personally the Yang Bucks, and then I wouldn't give a shit what happens. I could go to jail myself. I'll have a fucking gold glittery jumpsuit. I'll smoke my goddamn hookah in jail. I'll jack off in jail. It'll be just like the shit I do now, motherfucker. My life won't change one bit. But you're gonna lose everything. I'm gonna make sure you lose everything. Either which way, moderators are going to have to pay. But the point of the fact is, I just want to make moderators suffer. They are evil people. They're not, but they're not. I don't even know if you want to call them people, but I guess in a legal sense, they're people. You know, there is nobody on this earth as bad as a moderator. Not a woman, not an incel, not a terrorist, not a pedophile, nothing. Because whatever in your mind you imagine as a bad human being, that's a moderator, times 10. Anything, any crime, any bad predicament. Imagine somebody kicking a dog. You know, he's abusing a dog. That's a moderator. Imagine someone molesting a kid. No, daddy, it hurts. That's a moderator. Imagine someone pushing his wife down some stairs. Oh, I love you, honey. That's a moderator. Moderators are all the bad things in the world combined into one mason jar of just a fucking shit human being that needs to be shot. You cannot comprehend how bad they are. And you let them run the world. You let them fucking tell you what you are allowed to say and do. That's how fucked up of a situation it is. The clown world does not even begin to describe.